Actually, would you guys want to hang out sometime? You both seem pretty cool.
I mean, sure, new kid. You're definitely on the weird side, but don't worry. You'll be with the right crowd.
Indeed. Normal isn't really the word I'd use to describe us.
Awesome! I'm so excited!
Why did I even bother to make this video? If you guys are wondering why I decided to make this kind of video, it's because I've discovered something that I deeply regret researching once my curiosity got the best of me. You see, I was searching for some Persona 5 music and its soundtrack, and on one of my video recommendations is some sort of re-upload of a Persona 5 fan-made video. I was curious to see what it was gonna be about and wonder why it was deleted and then re-uploaded. And then I started watching it.
With this ultimate power, you can save the one you love and annihilate all those who stand in your way. Now, use my power and fight!
Come my way!
For those of you who are unaware, this atrocious fan-made Persona 5 video was made none other than some guy called Brandon the Brony Pony. Are you even surprised he's over 30 years old making this kind of content? I'm not here to go off the guy's controversies. I mean, we'll be here all day, but let's just say that guy isn't really all innocent due to disgusting topics like commissioning fetish art of himself being crushed or him making out with fictional characters like Amy Rose from Sonic or a majority of MLP characters. Ugh. The reason why I want to review his Persona 5 series is because he somehow managed to afford actors to be involved in this project. Yes, you heard that right. He somehow managed to pay people to get involved with a fanfic project of himself dating Tamaki, who's canonically 17 years old. Let that sink in. Brandon, a guy who's in his 30s, paying people, well, not actual money, but DeviantArt points, because of course, to voice act in his Persona 5 video where it's nothing but going out with a high schooler.
Why won't you just let me die?
Okay, enough making fun of the guy being a creepy weirdo. Let's actually review this putrid series.
This ain't no game.
Starting off with episode 1, Brandon appears to be playing Persona 5 Royale. The TV glitched to show New Game Extra, it crashed, and then decided to go to sleep. He then appeared in the Velvet Room with Igor, and then the start of him being transported into the Persona 5 world. Okay, 3 problems. 1. I get that Igor is known for being a mysterious person who showcased the protagonist the current topic of what's happening upon their world, so him getting Brandon, a guy who plays Persona 5 and just so happens to get transported out of nowhere, is just lazy and unfulfilling. 2. Not only this doesn't make sense for a fictional character from a game to pull someone from the real world into their world, but this isn't even the right Velvet Room. This is from the gacha game, Persona 5X. He could have just used the screenshot of the Persona 5 Royale Velvet Room, not even the game over scene at least if he did want a first person perspective. 3rd, not trying to be mean here to any of the actors, they're obviously just doing their jobs, despite being paid in peanuts, but this isn't even close to Igor's voice in any of the games.
My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. This is Elizabeth. She's a resident here, like myself.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. Ah, I see you're new here. Or are you, Brandon?
Well, how did you know my name?
Oh, come now, my boy. We're in the Velvet Room, a place that exists between dream and reality.
You couldn't have at least pay him in actual money to do another take or something? After that's over and done with, Igor transported Brandon into the world of Persona 5 and...
Who am I? Am I not from here? That's right, I'm not from here at all. Press the button, find it, a contract on
Brandon wakes up in Shibuya and just so happens to bump into Ryuji and Yusuke. They help him get back up and they question how they know their names. Brandon's response is by lying that he's a foreign exchange student to Shujin Academy. Just ignore the fact that Yusuke is the only one who goes to Kosei's Academy.
This is stupid.
Ryuji and Yusuke decide to take Brandon to LeBlanc with the rest of the Phantom Thieves where hilarious hijinks ensue.
Nice to meet you all. I hope we can be good friends and stuff.
Is he doing alright? He's all red.
Is he choking?
What? Oh, god damn it. Oh crap, oh crap! I've been looking after this guy for a day! I am not letting him die on me!
I'm not joking!
By hijinks, I mean the place where Normal goes to die. Brandon then confessed he's flustered and attracted to Antamaki. She turned him down for all the right reasons, but isn't opposed to knowing him? What? This is not how you write romance, this is garbage. Ren Amamiya questions how he knows them and how he knows that they're at LeBlanc. Brandon decided to stop lying and states the truth that he comes from another universe and how he knows about the Phantom Thieves in the metaverse since he can hear Morgana speak properly. Sure, let's just skip the group being suspicious if they could trust some random stranger who just so happens to know them and their names. Cause why make engaging story content when you can have the group go to a buffet and have Brandon wiping an unstained face where they find it cute? Because terrible fanfiction. Whatever, they go to the arcade. Futaba has fun with gaming there because that's the only thing he can do with her apparently. Brandon is keeping On's company. God fucking damn it. When Brandon gets back to LeBlanc, Sojiro automatically lets Brandon stay in the attic free of charge. Hey, remember when Ren Amamiya had to pull his weight and make sure he worked his ass off just so he can stay on Sojiro's good side? Or else that meant he'll kick him out of his place due to his criminal record? Well, apparently Sojiro decided to hand him a room on a silver platter with no struggle whatsoever because hard work and effort don't exist if you're the main character. The first episode ends, but we do get to see an after credit scene. It shows some blue-haired girl named Kichigo who's deeply in love and wanting Brandon, and now the story makes it into a love triangle. This is so shit! All of that was just from the first episode and already there's loads of problems. Every single member of the Phantom Thieves are just suck-ups to Brandon. The pacing is all over the place, the quality of the pictures goes from okay to blurry because he's crap at finding good screenshots, his microphone audio is terrible, and it shows that he's the only one whose voice is scruff compared to the other voice actors.
Oh, hey, Brandon, shouldn't you be playing with the others?
Well, I noticed you were over here all by yourself. You think I wouldn't notice?
And nothing about this screams Persona. That's the thing. This is less about someone self-inserting into the world of Persona 5 and more like it's an excuse for Brandon to have voice actor to roleplay as his love interest. If any of you guys play Persona 5 Royale, you'll immediately know that the Phantom Thieves would never try to befriend someone like Brandon. On especially because the whole point of her character is to stand up against people who objectify, manipulate, or take advantage of others after everything she and Shiho went through. Making a self-insert romance where a 30-year-old guy gets into a relationship with someone younger than him is just gross as all hell. What a horrible beginning. It doesn't help that the other episodes are somehow worse, not just because of its low quality, but also because everything else is just so mind-numbingly painful to sit through. Episode 2, One Day at Destiny Land, starts off with Brandon learning how to make coffee with Sojiro teaching him. Ren decided to give it a little review and says it's bitter and how he needs to learn more from Sojiro, which is hilariously ironic because Brandon in real life blows up constantly if you even give him the slightest bit of constructive criticism. Even the people who work with him, he can't handle their own opinions and criticism either. Ren then takes Brandon to Destiny Land where he decides he wants to go to the roller coaster. And when we do get to the roller coaster scene, it's the part where I laughed out loud the most because his mic quality is so shit along with his bad acting compared to the others. It sounds like someone's trying to choke him out in real life.
And Tinky Winky shat himself.
When they got off the roller coaster, Ryuji asked when Brandon and Ellen are gonna kiss. Brandon and On goes to the beanbag toss so they can win the big plush. Brandon wins, but it turns out the game was rigged and the guy refused to give them the prize. On then aggressively demand for them to give her the panda plush, and so they gave it to her. While Brandon and On are chatting, they are then noticed by Yuki Mishima and Goro Akechi, what the fuck? Okay, ranting time. In Persona 5 Royale, they never interacted with each other. Mishima did interact with the gang earlier in the story due to being manipulated by Kamoshida, but to have him casually interact with Goro Akechi makes absolutely zero sense. Akechi would never hang out with someone like Mishima because he has no reason to, outside of maintaining his public image or pursuing his own agenda. Akechi doesn't form random friendships, and Mishima offers him neither influence nor information that could benefit him. Not only that, but he's more interested in the Phantom Thieves, mostly basically Ren Amamiya, because the whole point of Akechi is that he sees Ren as both his greatest rival and the one person who truly understands him. Their relationship is central to his character, so he naturally devotes far more attention to Ren than some random classmate like Mishima, especially with how he originally pursued them afterwards due to being a pawn sent to take them down because he's the son of Shido.
How wonderful. You don't allow yourself to be enslaved by such things as human relations or past selves. And so your heart is always free. The exact opposite of mine. To be honest, I'm envious.
This is just so weird and bizarre. Akechi just hanging out with Mishima truly highlights how little Brandon cares about the lore and story of Persona 5, since it's obvious he's way more into making a loser fantasy about himself being with Aunt Tamaki. Brandon talks to Akechi and says he knows him from all his detective stuff, even though realistically Aunt will at least try to steer clear of him since he's after the Phantom Thieves. Akechi then trauma dumps about his mother, which is the only Akechi thing done right in this shoddy fanfic, and that's kinda funny. They leave to go get food at Big Bang Burger, but unaware that the blue-haired girl Kichiko follows him and wants Brandon, describing him as that cute hunk of a boy. Some cringy shit happens with Ann and Brandon where she wipes off his face to return the favor from the last episode. Haru suggests they go see a movie, Ann wants to go watch a romantic movie, and of course the only person she wants to go with is Brandon. I just can't. This is just so terrible. How did he manage to get people involved in this shit is just beyond me. After the movie, Ann states how much she loves it and how she hopes to find someone to be with someone day. Brandon responds by saying, "I'm sure you will." Stay the hell away from her, you My Little Pony loving creep. They go outside, Kichiko from earlier shows up out of nowhere and takes them by surprise. Ann yells at her to back off, they argue for a bit, then Kichiko says she has her own ways to expel Ann and Ryuji since he tried to threaten her.
What the fuck just happened?
Makoto, despite being the student council president of Shujin Academy, couldn't do anything because Kichiko is from a higher status and highly influential family than her because convenient plot plays conflict. The group walked past Shujin Academy before suddenly being transported into the metaverse with no explanation whatsoever.
School.
Guys, the metaverse is back.
Shit.
The second episode is just as bad as the first one. The characters are worse and just idiots now for cheering for Brandon to be with Ann. The plot is boring, the romance is still disgusting, it still has the same pacing issues, the dialogue is messy, and even when we do get to the metaverse at the end, it still ends up not feeling like Persona 5. And of course, the biggest elephant in the room, introducing Kichiko here, is horrendous. Her character is nothing but, I'm a crazy obsessed yandere type girl who has the hots for Brandon because love triangle and romance pandering. Everyone is just forgettable. They don't do anything interesting or special enough for them to stand on their own. You're lucky to even see someone talk that isn't just Ann and Brandon again. And the worst thing about this is that the next episode is somehow worse out of the entire bunch. Episode 3, The Spoiled Queen of Lust, starts off with the group being confused that they're back in the metaverse and how their school is now a giant mansion instead of a castle. A shadow butler appeared trying to kidnap Brandon against his will for Kichiko. They then proceeded to take him down in the most stunning of visual effects that put GTA 6 to shame.
Johanna!
Show him how, Captain Kid!
Go along. I summon you.
Let's go, milady. I'm here for backup support.
All set. Alright, Captain Kid, let's hit him with a Megaton raid!
After all that, Joker then says Are you fucking serious? Let me get this straight. They think a crazy, bitchy teenager who lusts for a 30-year-old chud whose only damage is to be an annoying brat who threatens to expel them, and they think she's worse than Kamoshida. Kamoshida? As in the first boss of Persona 5 Royale, who's a gym teacher who takes advantage of underage female students to the point that one of them almost lost her entire life because of how she couldn't stomach the pain of being near him. As well as the fact that he's using his high status as a former Olympian athlete for the teachers to praise him while he's constantly hurting his male students to the point of breaking their limbs, and how he managed to get away with this type of scummy behavior for years. And yet, they find Kichiko to be more insufferable than an adult who's a dealer.
What the f is this? Seriously, what the f is this?
Brandon, you're by far the biggest hypocritical loser. Oh my god, this is like genuinely the most horrendous piece of work I have laid my eyes on. This guy is seriously trying to convince us he's the good guy, as if he's morally superior than a fictional character who was placed in jail and got his comeuppance for being a predator. He actually believes that a bratty girl is worse than Kamoshida. This is the most mentally insane shit I just can't wrap my head around. This is atrocious. The Phantom Thieves broke into the mansion while dealing with the shadows by summoning their personas. They tried to keep Brandon safe since he's not a persona user. Brandon then comes face to face with Kichiko, where she says that they're finally away from, and I quote, "that slutty bitch on." Jesus Christ, this guy needs help. She has him in her place and she can be her boy toy.
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Brandon snaps and yells that she can't treat people like they're objects, and On is more of a woman than she'll ever be. Oh my fucking god. What am I watching? Why is this guy so hypocritical and obnoxious? Annoyed with Brandon, Kichiko then decides to kill him off. On comes in to save him, but Kichiko quickly changed her mind to kill On instead. At the last minute, Brandon voiced off his prepubescent rage.
I said, let her go! Ah!
He tears off his mask and awakens his persona, where it takes the form of...
Oh my goodness!
Are you kidding right now? This is the best he can come up with. A horse persona where it's muscular, has swords for hands, and it's named Gleaming Sword. This fucking blows. Out of all the actual religious and mythologies inspiration you can find to come up with a persona of your own, the best you got is a horse named Gleaming Sword? This is so stupid. I can't believe this person is real. Can you quit it with the My Little Pony crap? After fighting, they exit out the metaverse to figure out an infiltration route in order to steal Kichiko's treasure. They then go back into the metaverse and it's gone.
What?
It's all gone.
What's all gone?
The Persona 5 videos, they're all gone. Why? Because due to negative fan feedback surprising absolutely no one and the amount of drama he's involved in, Brandon decided to quickly private all his Persona 5 videos. We will never find out what happened next as his place in the Phantom Thieves. From beginning to end, this Persona 5 fan project is nothing but manure. No thought or creativity was put through. Terrible writing, apathetic characterization, action scenes that look like they were animated in Photoshop. Brandon's hypocrisy is through the roof in this one, tedious to watch, and all around a god-awful romance teen drama, if you can even call it that. The Phantom Thieves never get to shine on their own as actual standout characters. A forcibly painful romance pandering love triangle that has no reason to exist, and all the other major issues I have in the previous episodes are even more prevalent in this one. One of the worst fan-made content to ever exist. Fuck Brandon and his videos. That guy shouldn't be allowed to make content on YouTube. In conclusion, Brandon's Persona 5 videos, The Phantom Thief from Another World, is everything on how not to make a fan project. A terrible attempt at self-insertion masquerading as quality entertainment when it was never one to begin with. Brandon is the definition of a bland Gary Stu, as in he's always awarded for barely doing anything, constantly getting praises for any tiny amount of action, has no meaningful flaws whatsoever, and always gets the good stuff like getting himself a girlfriend who just so happens to be on Tamaki, who, by the way, has been flanderized to hell and back. This entire fan project ignores her fears and insecurities for the sake of the main 30-year-old self-insert to have her automatically fall in love with him. This goes against not only On Tamaki as a character, but everything Persona 5 stood for. And after knowing who Brandon is and what his controversy makes it all the more disturbing, considering this is nothing but Brandon making a haram involving fictional teenage girls. I just can't recommend anyone to watch this trash series. It's boring, lame, annoying, gross, and just nothing for it to go on. It barely has anything to do with Persona 5, and the guy who made it is a massive weirdo you should definitely avoid. Considering he has the balls to announce he's going to reboot his fanfic project, he states he's going to age up the characters and have them be in college, but we know that's A, a huge fucking lie, and B, doesn't solve the actual problems people have with the series. I just cannot recommend supporting the guy. He's a hypocrite, liar, and overall mentally unstable person to be around. I really hope the actors who were involved with the project go find work anywhere else and have a better future for their careers that doesn't involve Brandon, since he wasted all their hard work and talents just so he can pay them DeviantArt points in Discord Nitro. I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I'm exhausted. Go watch Ruby because it's a fun show that isn't made by a creepy weirdo.
got no excuse. Come what may,